Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson. Welcome you into my channel. It is Sunday. Happy Sunday, the 7th of September. A day and the day the Lord has made. Let us be glad in it. And traditionally, let's say it together. Praise our God from whom all blessings flow. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Woo, I got a little sleep, but I'm still kind of exhausted, so I might take another nap. Overdid myself yesterday. But anyway, I am partly recharged, had some breakfast, and it's Marvin Gaye time. Let's get it on. Well, people, you guys responded to this video that I did last night. I couldn't show his face. I believe I know why, and I thank you. I want to read two comments from here, which led me to something. Actually, not only did it lead me to something, it paired up with some thoughts that I had as I spoke to a friend of mine. Not sure if I should mention his name, but we talked for hours yesterday, a few times. But I want to show you guys something. This is Zoran Mamdini. You know, he's running for mayor in New York. I liken him as to the modern day Bobby Kennedy. Yes, JFK's brother, who was unalived, allegedly because he wanted to avenge his brother's death, JFK. So yeah, this guy reminds me a lot of Robert Kennedy, and I did a video yesterday on it. In fact, this one here is the one. This is the one that I liken him unto Robert Kennedy. You know, a lot of times people in life, seasons and season cycle. The book of Ecclesiastes says nothing new under the sun, nothing new under the sun. So things repeat and they cycle. Here you have Robert Kennedy speaking, and he was assassinated by Sirhan Sirhan when he was at the Ambassador Hotel. And I want to look at some things in relation to what's been going on in our time, mainly bridge collapses and bridges being hit by boats. I want to take you back down memory lane of Chappaquiddick with Ted Kennedy on a bridge where allegedly Mary Jo Kopechne died. If you guys remember that. Also, Prince Charles, his wife, Diana. Well, she wasn't on the bridge, but she was going through a tunnel. What I'm getting at is car crashes related to boats or bridges. All this went through my mind last night. So I know I'm back and forth with stuff, but let me just begin. Let me show you two comments made by a person. This person last night at Thomas Kerrigan 5052 said, Friendship, Trump is attending the U.S. Open Tennis in New York today as a guest of Rolex. Okay? And I'm like, you know, it says, Trump, I believe, born on blood moon and will die at the U.S. Open today on a blood moon. Trump dies, we fly. Now, I put down, wow, that's deep. And another person has sent me a text as well, mentioning that Trump was going to be at the New York U.S. Open. So that was late last night, right? And although this one came 2 hours ago, obviously, and this one came an hour ago. But like I said, somebody had already messaged me with the same message. And I have responded to them. I don't think I have a copy in, oh yeah, here I do. This person here, I want to thank Jennifer 29. Trump will be at Rolex guest today at the U.S. Open final and will watch from the Rolex suite. And then I replied. So yeah, I want to thank at Jennifer, L-I-B, Jennifer Libra 29. She's a Libra like me, beautiful. So yeah, this person was the first one to text me on that. Now, let's go down that rabbit hole. First of all, let me get into the meat of the story. When I did the video on Kennedy, and when I did the video in relation to the gentleman running for mayor, Zoran, I talked about initially the watch, a watch he was wearing. And I've done a few videos on it the last few days. You guys can catch up if you haven't seen it. But I put a connection, I believe. Now again, let's look at this. He's got a watch on his wrist, and the watch says 4917. And I talked about that in the last two videos, also in this video. Now the key word is watch. And the text you see I got was that Trump was going to be at the Rolex U.S. Open. Rolex. Well, again, he's got on a watch. And then in Chicago, Friday, there was a heist where 6 black kids busted the window of a Rolex jeweler. So I want you to put all this together. He's got on a watch, a heist in Chicago, Rolex jeweler, and now Trump's going to a Rolex. He's going to be sitting in the Rolex seat at the U.S. tournament. What are the odds? Okay. Now, mind you, Rolex is out of Switzerland. And in Switzerland, starting tomorrow, they have the UN meeting in part about Israel and Palestine. Okay? They were supposed to have a meeting in New York, but Palestine wasn't allowed to speak, so they moved it to Switzerland. And Switzerland is where Rolex is. Isn't that something? So all this going down, now let's look at this here. July 26, 1788 is when New York became part of the United States. Okay? July. That's where Trump's going to be at the U.S. Open. Take July 26, 2025. Today is 9/7/2025. The difference is 44. Barack Obama is the 44th president. Is that coincidence? Now watch. Rabbit hole is going to get crazy. The first U.S. National Championship tournament was 8/31 of 1881. So take 8/31/2025 anniversary. Trump's birthday this year, 6/14/2025. The difference is 79. How old is Trump? He's 79. That's perfect, ain't it? Because he's going to be at the U.S. Open tennis tournament today in New York. Now, here it is right here. President Donald Trump will watch the U.S. Open men's final from Rolex suite. Ain't that something? And we just had a Rolex heist on Michigan Avenue in Huron, downtown Chicago, where they stole $261,000 worth of watches. So Rolex, Trump, Rolex heist, and now we found out that Rolex is in Geneva, Switzerland, and the UN is meeting in Geneva, Switzerland. And Rolex is from Geneva, Switzerland. And again, he's got on a watch. I'm just catching people up in case you haven't seen the video. You just got to check it out. Now, it says President Donald Trump will watch the U.S. and that's something. He will watch the U.S. Men's Open final from Rolex Suite in Arthur Ashe Stadium. A person with knowledge of the details said Saturday. Trump's first appearance at the Grand Slam tournament in New York since 2015, before his first run for the White House, will be Sunday as a guest of the Swiss watchmaker, the person told. Ain't that something? So he was invited by Rolex. People, if you think this stuff is coincidence, come on, man, think about it. We just had a Rolex robbery here in Chicago. What are they trying to tell us about Rolex? What are they trying to tell us? Look, people. What are they trying to tell us? You know what? That makes me want to go back in time. I did a video on Trump's son a few weeks ago. November 1st. And didn't he have a Mickey Mouse thing going on? Just want to look at that. I might have to do that a little bit later, but Barron had a watch with Mickey Mouse on it. Oh, where is that? Where is that, Pearson? I know I do a lot of videos. I'm still a little groggy, but I did the video with Barron Trump with Mickey Mouse. And lo and behold, I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Barron Trump with a watch. The hands on 10 and 12, and the feet on 7 and 5. Yes, it's Barron Trump on X. He said, prepare for something. Let's get into this here. Let's get into this. All the numbers. It says Barron Trump on X, prepare for something with Golden Gate Bridge. So Barron said, prepare for something. And this watch has the Golden Gate Bridge on it. See this here? The Golden Gate Bridge. And so, man, that's something to look at in the future, or who knows right now. But I'm going to show you some bridge things here, okay? So let me get back on track. Oh boy, your mind just go different places. So Trump is at the U.S. Open, invited by the Swiss watchmaker, right? Accepting use of Rolex Suite is noteworthy because it comes weeks after the Trump administration imposed a 39% tariff on Swiss products. I'm not going to even get into that. The bottom line is that he's there. Now here's the other one. U.S. Open asks broadcasters to not show Trump protests at men's final reports. U.S. Open organized United States Tennis Association has asked broadcasters to refrain from asking distractions in response to the attendance of President Donald Trump at the men's final on Sunday, September 7th, according to reports from multiple outlets. Before I forget, people, what do you think all this is about? You think this is a coincidence that Trump is at Rolex? He's there because Rolex asked him, and it was a heist in Chicago at Rolex, and Rolex just happened to come out of Switzerland, and the UN switched their meeting from New York to Switzerland. Come on, man. You think all this is a coincidence? Now, this is the video that I did earlier. This is the video where the comments came, okay? But this is the actual video. So it says, I couldn't show his face. I believe I know why. This is the video. This is the thumbnail, okay? And I feature Bobby Kennedy, all right? Because I believe that's what he is, the modern day Bobby Kennedy. You know what happened to him. Now, here's your receipts. U.S. moves. The UN and Assembly moved to Geneva after U.S. bars Palestine. So again, the United Nations was supposed to meet in New York, but now they're going to Geneva, Switzerland. Exactly where the Swiss watchmaker Rolex is at. Isn't that something? And here's the big picture. He's got on a watch. It's not a Rolex, but believe it or not, the watch says 4917. 4917. Right there. Is that a clue for something in the future? That's what I've been asking. Now, here's Robert Kennedy. Now watch this here. I put in Zohan's full name. Zohan Kwame Mamdini, New York City. 6/24/2025 is when he won the primary. He comes out to 194. What is 194? The 194th day of the year, people, is July 13th. Trump got hit in the ear, they say, in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th. What are the odds? Okay, I'm just throwing it in there. Now watch this. This is gonna blow your mind. When the kids broke into the Rolex watch store on Michigan Avenue Friday, they also had an automobile crash. Watch this.
They want this world, they can have it. I'm waiting on Jesus to come. Watch this foolishness.
Joe and Eric, as you can see behind me, the windows are all boarded up here at the Rolex store after what took place. This happened around 2:30 this afternoon as people were walking by, some capturing this all on their phones.
How long before I see results with that?
All right, let's wait. All right, here we go.
To smash through the side window display case on East Huron. They then reach in and grab a couple watches before they run off. Some watches seen left dangling from the window.
I don't think Rolex thought could be broken. They find out the hard way if you...
Through the side window display case on East Huron. They then reach in and grab a couple watches before they run off. Some watches seen left dangling from the window.
I don't think Rolex thought could be broken. They find out the hard way if you've got enough leverage on a hatchet. You could break through.
Alderman Brian Hopkins says he does not recall a smash and grab like this in the middle of the afternoon when the streets are filled with tourists and shoppers. Chicago police say 4 men in masks broke the glass.
This was a successful robbery. They have recounted, they are missing watches. This was successful.
The robbers fled in a red Nissan Murano and sent police on a chase down the Dan Ryan. They then crashed the SUV into a parked car near 69th and Peoria in the Englewood neighborhood. Police scanner traffic says the men were seen throwing a...
Englewood, if I'm not mistaken, is in the top 3 shootings and murders in Chicago.
Now look at the license plate. You definitely see the 48 and the 45. On April 8th of last year, there was an eclipse over the earth. It showed an X. 45 is Trump. Red and blue, when you mix it together, is purple. That's Phoenician. So what are the odds? But here's the thing, they had a crash. Now follow me. And they had listen to what type of car they had. Watch this.
Recounted, they are missing watches. This was successful.
The robbers fled in a red Nissan Murano and sent police...
A red Nissan Murano. Okay, now watch this. This happened a few days ago in Chicago on 9/4. Over 90 cars discovered by a dive team in Chicago River. The story is the boats couldn't get past one part of the river because there was a car that was too high. So that made the diving team go into the river and they found 97 cars. The 97th day of the year is April 7th, Trump. I believe all this stuff is tied together. Now watch this, watch this. I believe they made this story up because if you got a dive team that's always going looking for cars, why'd you let 97 pile up? You see what I'm trying to say? Watch this.
Go looking for one car but found 97. Now that dive team is checking license plates and VIN numbers to find out if their haul could lead to any answers. This mangled Nissan is just one of
Nissan. People, I'm telling you, it's too many coincidences. What are they telling us? The robbers were driving a Nissan. Come on, man.
Nearly 100 cars the chaos divers discovered in the Chicago River.
It's not uncommon for us to find vehicles.
And they got on red and black, right? Right?
Heck, that's what we do.
When they started their search at the Richard J. Daley boat launch near 31st and Western last week, they didn't find just 1 or 2 vehicles, but they kept combing the water, ultimately logging dozens. A lot of these are in piles. We have 3 piles that are ranging anywhere from 12 to 19 cars. And
I might come back. She got on red and black. You see all this here? Red and black is sacrifice. And again, one car was too high because it was stacked on others. And this is what you do? She's the manager there. You gonna tell me they don't go down there regularly looking for cars? Come on, man. It's a joke. Now watch this here. Nissan Murano, right? Murano. Now, would you believe that New York has all these bridges? And I put in last night when I was setting this up, what's the most famous bridge in New York? The first one that came up was Brooklyn Bridge. Then you got Hell Gate. But you also got what? Robert F. Kennedy Bridge. And I screamed. Which brings me back to what? This here and this here. Come on, Pearson. What you got for us? What you got for us? I'm telling you, man. Look. All these bridges. Robert F. Kennedy Bridge, Hell Gate, and Brooklyn Bridge. Now let's go down there. Construction of the Robert F. Kennedy Bridge, originally the Triborough Bridge, was completed in 1936, with the bridge opening to the public July 11, 7/11. Construction had started in 1929, but was halted due to the Great Depression and later resumed in 1930s. Now watch this. Yes, the Robert F. Kennedy Bridge, also known as the RFK Bridge or Triborough Bridge, is located in New York City and connects the boroughs of Manhattan, Queens, and the Bronx. It is actually a complex of 3 bridges that cross the East River, specifically the Hell Gate. Come on, man. Now, last, the Robert F. Kennedy Bridge was previously named the Triborough Bridge and was renamed on the date that the New York City Council voted to rename it July 24th. So they named the bridge after Robert Kennedy. Boom. And Zorro is from New York. Zoran is from New York, okay? Now, I want you to check this out. July 24th, 2008. Take July 24th, 2024, the anniversary of that bridge being named the JFK Bridge. On 6/24, that's when Zoran won the primary for mayor in New York. The difference is 111. Pope Francis died on the 111th day of the year, which is April 21st. Now, you might be a little bit hesitant as to what I'm presenting, but think it through. There's a bridge there. It's named after Kennedy. You know what happened to him. That's all I got to say. I'll talk to you guys later. But then again, there was something that I saw in this video earlier that I might bring up. Let me see. Let's go back to this.
Catch a case, you're going to go down there. The big money now. Just the news.
Call on their phones. Robbers seen using axes to smash through the side window display case on East Huron. They then reach in and grab a couple watches before they run off. Some watches seen left dangling from the window.
I don't think Rolex thought could be broken. They found out the hard way. If you've got enough leverage on a hatchet, you could break through.
Alderman Brian Hopkins says he does not recall a smash and grab like this in the middle of the afternoon when the streets are filled with tourists and shoppers. Chicago police say 4 men in masks broke the glass.
This was a successful robbery. They have recounted they are missing watches. This was successful.
The robbers fled in a red Nissan Murano and sent police on a chase down the Dan Ryan. They then crashed the SUV into a parked car near 69th and Peoria in the Englewood.
69th and Peoria. I never did put that in a geometric calculator. Let's do that. 69th, and then I got something else to tell you. Peoria. Spell Peoria. I got my letters.
Peoria.
P-E-O-R-I-A.
I.
Okay, so there's nothing there. Unless I just put in Peoria. Either way, what I'm looking at is this. I want you to listen to the guy's response. It might be fitting for today. Listen to this here about them using that hammer. Listen.
Place. This happened around 2:30 this afternoon as people were walking by, some capturing this all on their phones.
Now, I want you to listen to him as I get you to look at this. President Donald Trump will watch the U.S. Open Men's Final from the Rolex suite. Is the Rolex suite covered with glass? Is the Rolex suite covered with glass? Now listen to this here.
Robbers seen using axes to smash through the side window display case on East Huron. They then reach in and grab a couple watches before they run off. Some watches seen left dangling from the window.
I don't think Rolex thought could be broken. They found out the hard way. If you've got enough leverage on a hatchet, you could break through.
Alderman Brian Hopkins says,
are you putting it together? In relation to what this person just said to me, Trump, I believe, born on a blood moon, will be X'd at the U.S. Open today. Is there glass protecting him there? I'm done, y'all. Stay tuned.